Welcome, weary traveler, to a tale spun from the dust and dreams of the Old West, where the wind carries secrets and the stars watch over souls adrift. Settle by the firelight, let the crackle of embers soothe your mind, and drift into the heart of the Colorado Territory, 1878. This is the story of Amos Tucker, a drifter with a past heavier than his saddlebags, and a mysterious child who led him down a trail where redemption waits in the shadows. Close your eyes if you will, and let the whispers of the frontier lull you into a world of courage, mystery, and quiet miracles. Amos Tucker was a man carved from the hard oak of life's cruelties. At 35, his face bore the map of a wanderer, creases deep as arroyos, eyes gray as storm clouds, and a jaw set like stone. Once a scout for the Union Army, he'd seen too much blood in the war to believe in heroes. After Appomattox, he drifted west, hiring out his gun or his tracking skills to whoever paid in coin or whiskey. His only constants were his bay gelding, Jericho, and a locket he never opened, tucked beneath his faded blue shirt. Folks in Durango whispered he was running from something, maybe the law, maybe himself. Amos never corrected them. It was late autumn, the aspens blazing gold against the Rockies, when Amos rode into Silver Hollow, a mining town clinging to the edge of a pine-choked valley. The air smelled of frost and smelted ore, the streets alive with the clatter of wagons and the laughter of saloon girls. Amos had no plan to linger, he'd come to deliver a message for a rancher, collect his pay, and move on. But fate, like a coyote, has a way of circling back. At the edge of town, where the trail met the ghostly creek, so named for the eerie mist that rose at dusk, a child stood alone. She was no more than 10, small as a sparrow, with skin the color of desert sand and black hair braided tight. Her dress was patched homespun, her bare feet dusted with trail dirt, but her eyes, dark and fathomless, held Amos fast. She clutched a woven basket, empty save for a single white feather. "You lost, girl?" Amos asked, reining in Jericho. His voice was rough, like gravel under boots. She shook her head, pointing down a faint trail into the pines. "You're the one lost, mister. I seen you in my dreams. You gotta come." Amos frowned. Kids didn't talk like that, not unless they were touched by fever or spirits. "Where's your kin?" "Gone," she said simply. "I'm Tala. Follow me, or you'll miss it." "Miss what?" he asked, but she was already moving, her steps silent on the pine needles. Against his better judgment, Amos tethered Jericho and followed. They reached a clearing where a cabin stood, its logs silvered by time, half swallowed by vines. Smoke curled from the chimney, and the scent of sage hung heavy. Tala pushed open the door, revealing a room lit by a single lantern. An old woman sat at a table, her hair white as the feather in Tala's basket, her hands weaving a blanket of intricate patterns. She looked up, her eyes sharp as a hawk's. "You're late, Amos Tucker," she said, her voice like dry leaves rustling. Amos stiffened. "How you know my name?" "Wind told me." So did Tala's dreams. She gestured to the girl, who sat cross-legged by the hearth, watching him. "I'm Grandmother Willow. Sit. We got work to do." Amos didn't sit. "I ain't here for riddles, ma'am." "What's this about?" "Your heart's heavy," Grandmother Willow said, her fingers never pausing on the loom. "Carrying ghosts, your sisters, your soldiers, your own. Tala saw you coming. You're here to find the ghostly trail." Amos's hand tightened on his gun. The locket under his shirt burned against his skin, his sister, Ellie, dead at 16, her smile trapped in silver. "Ain't no trail by that name. And I ain't one for spirits." Tala spoke up, her voice soft but sure. "It's real, mister. It's where the lost go to be found. You gotta take me there." Grandmother Willow nodded. Tala's kin passed on, smallpox took Ute and Settler both. She's the last of her line, but her dreams guide her. She says you're the one to walk her to the trail's end, where the spirits meet the living. Amos wanted to laugh, to walk away, but Tala's eyes held him, innocent yet ancient, like they'd seen beyond the veil. And if I don't? He asked. Then you keep running, Grandmother Willow said. Till the ghosts catch you. He slept in the barn that night, Tala's words echoing in his dreams. At dawn, he agreed, if only to prove them wrong. Tala packed a small bundle, jerky, a water skin, and that white feather. Grandmother Willow gave Amos a map, not of paper but of words. Follow the creek till the rocks sing, then climb where the eagle nests. It sounded like madness, but Amos had tracked stranger trails in the war. They set out under a sky heavy with clouds, Tala riding behind him on Jericho. The creek led them through canyons where the wind moaned like a mourner, the rocks indeed seeming to hum as water carved their edges. Tala sang softly, her voice weaving through the pines, calming Amos. Danger shadowed their path. On the second day, a trio of outlaws, remnants of the McCrae gang, wanted for stagecoach robberies, ambushed them at a narrow pass. Amos drew fast, his colt barking as Tala ducked behind a boulder. Two fell, the third fled, but not before a bullet grazed Amos's arm, blood seeping through his sleeve. Tala tore her shawl to bind it, her small hands steady. You're brave, mister, she said. Foolish, more like, he muttered, but her trust warmed him, like a fire he hadn't known he needed. By the third night, they reached the eagle's nest, a cliff where a solitary bird wheeled above a hidden cave. Inside, the air was cool, the walls etched with symbols Amos couldn't read, spirals, stars, hands reaching skyward. Tala knelt, placing the white feather on a stone slab. This is it, she whispered. The ghostly trail. Amos saw nothing but rock and shadow, but Tala's eyes glowed with certainty. She closed them, her lips moving in silent prayer. The air thickened, the cave humming with a sound like distant thunder. Amos's locket grew warm, and for a moment, he swore he saw Ellie's face in the flickering light, smiling, free. He blinked, and it was gone, but the weight in his chest lifted, soft as a sigh. Tala opened her eyes. They're at peace now, she said. Yours and mine. We can go home. Home? Amos asked, his voice rough. Ain't got one, girl. You do now, she said, taking his hand. With me. They returned to Silver Hollow under a starlit sky, the town quieter now, as if it too had exhaled a long-held breath. Grandmother Willow was gone, her cabin empty save for the woven blanket, left on the table with a note, for the trail ahead. Amos and Tala settled in the ranch he'd long neglected, its fields greening under their care. Tala's laughter filled the rooms, her songs a nightly ritual, and Amos found himself smiling, the locket no longer a chain but a keepsake of grace. Silver Hollow grew too, the saloon hosting dances where Tala taught the children her mother's songs. Amos hung up his gun, trading it for a plow, though his sharp eyes still watched the horizon. The McCrae gang never returned, and whispers of the ghostly trail faded into legend, told by firelight to sleepy-eyed young'uns. Years later, in 1887, Amos sat on the porch, Tala now a young woman strumming her mother's songs for a crowd of neighbors. The stars above were bright, the creek murmuring its eternal lullaby. Amos touched the locket, Ellie's smile a memory no longer heavy. The frontier had taught him that redemption ain't found in gold or glory, but in the small hand of a child.